You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
Sleep baseball.
The Northwoods Baseball Radio Network presents Sleep Baseball. Tonight, from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan, it's the South Haven Ravens hosting the Big Rapids Timbers of Big Rapids, Michigan. And now your host, Wally McCarthy. Good evening, friends. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. This evening we are coming to you from beautiful Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. Sylvan Field is an absolutely gorgeous park just a stone's throw from the shores of Lake Michigan, and right next to the South Haven Zoo. The South Haven Ravens are the latest expansion team in our league, and this is their debut season. They enter tonight's game with a record of 3-2. And it is a perfect night for a ball game. 73 degrees at game time, and a gentle breeze blowing out towards Lake Michigan. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Big Rapids Timbers. Leading off and playing center field, Dutch Moon. Batting second, first baseman Keith Castor. Batting third and playing third base, Blink Redderson. Second baseman Jesus Ferguson will bat cleanup. Batting fifth, left fielder Brank Filbert. Randy Chang will bat sixth and play right field. Batting seventh, shortstop Rio Nunez. Batting eighth, catcher Henny Oldman. And batting ninth, starting pitcher Javier Von Neumann. Von Neumann enters tonight's game with a record of 1-1. With a 4.67 ERA. And the Timbers are managed by veteran skipper Earl Gulcher. The starting pitcher for the South Haven Ravens this evening is Magnus DeLorean III. He enters tonight's contest with a record of 2-0. And a 3.76 ERA. His battery partner is catcher Hap Bronswell. Bronswell is also the manager of the Ravens. And defensively for South Haven, Shecky Washington at first. Hector Pena at second. Brandon Carlisle is at third base. Ricky Corrado at shortstop. Sherman Hawkins will be in left field. Jerry Durante is in center field. And Steve McDykel rounds things out in right field. Interestingly, McDykel is the former pitching coach for the Baraboo Bombers. And crew chief Marcus Willoughby has signaled that it's time to play ball. So we are underway here at Sylvan Field. And Dutch Moon steps in against Magnus DeLorean III. And the pitch from DeLorean. And the first pitch of the game is a splitter outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. And he fouls that one back and out of play, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. And that one is foul-tipped right into the chest protector of catcher Hap Bronswell. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and DeLorean strikes out Moon to begin the game. 1 away, bases empty for Keith Castor. And the pitch. Taken up and away for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball in there for a called strike, 1-1. And the 1-1. Chopped foul down the third base line, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt, 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, but the ball will get away from Bronswell. Castor hustling to first. And he will make it safely. And the Timbers get a gift with that dropped ball third strike here in the top of the first. Runner on first, 1 away for Blink Redderson. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball in there for a called strike. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Splitter misses low and outside. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Bouncer to short. Corrado to second for 1. Pena fires to first in time to retire Rederson. And that's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. After a half, it's Big Rapids nothing, South Haven coming up. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey there, it's Dana Dedrick, and I'm thrilled to bring you Love Notes, where we blend the best of smooth jazz and relationship advice to create a cozy, late-night listening experience. Finding love and keeping it doesn't have to be so mysterious. Tune in weeknights at 10 p.m. to unwind with some mellow melodies and get tips on how to build and maintain healthy relationships. Love Notes, weeknights at 10 p.m. on WSLP, Big Rapids.
And welcome back with us here on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Bottom of the first here at Sylvan Field in beautiful South Haven, Michigan. It's a scoreless game, and Jerry Durante will lead things off for the Ravens against Javier von Neumann. And von Neumann's pitch. Fastball called a strike on the corner. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs. 1-1. And the 1-1. Curveball called a strike. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Flared to left. Filbert drifting over. And he makes the catch for out number 1. One away, bases empty for Ricky Corrado. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Grounder to third. Redderson has it. Long throw to first. And it's in time to retire Corrado. 2 outs. Bases empty for Sherman Hawkins. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. And that's a curveball that misses low. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And he takes an awkward rip on a low curve. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Roller to first. Castor has it and steps on the bag to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Von Neumann here in the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless game here in South Haven, and we'll be back with the second inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network. Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com. And welcome back with us, Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. No score as we begin the top of the second here at Sylvan Field. And Jesus Ferguson will step in against Magnus DeLorean III. And the pitch. And that fastball paints the corner for a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 0-2. And the 0-2. slider in the dirt. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses low. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. Curveball called a strike on the outside corner, and Ferguson is down on strikes. One away, nobody aboard for Brank Filbert. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Changeup misses outside. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. And that's a blooper into shallow center that will fall in for a hit. And Filbert is aboard with a one-out single here in the top of the second. 1 on, 1 out for right fielder Randy Chang. And the pitch. Ground ball left side, and that one is just under the glove of a diving Brandon Carlisle. And that's a base hit for Randy Chang. Runners on first and second now, 1 away for Rio Nunez. And the pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-0. And the 1-0. Tapped foul. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's hit in the air, shallow right. And that will drop in for another base hit. And the Big Rapids Timbers load the bases with 1 away here in the top of the second. And Henny Oldman will step in. And the pitch. Fouled back and into the stands. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider called a strike. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Bouncer to third. Filbert heading home. Carlisle's throw to first is in time to retire Oldman. But Filbert scores from third, and the Timbers break the ice here in the top of the second, and it's a 1-0 ball game. 2 outs, runners on second and third for the pitcher's spot. Javier von Neumann. And the pitch. Fastball inside, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that fastball misses outside, 2-0. And the 2-0. And that one misses high, and DeLorean falls behind 3-0. And the pitch. And that's in the dirt, and that's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases once again. And Dutch Moon will step in at the top of the Big Rapids order. Moon struck out in the first. And the pitch. Curveball misses inside, 1-0. And Bronswell is going to trot out to the mound to see about DeLorean. And crew chief Marcus Willoughby will break up the meeting on the mound. And here's the 1-0 to Moon. Fouled back and out of play, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Grounder back to the mound. DeLorean has it and tosses to first to retire Moon to end the inning. Magnus DeLorean gets out of the second with minimal damage. And after 1.5, it's Big Rapids 1, South Haven nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, you know me. This is Ed Uncle Hat. My good friends down there at Ted's Fishing World wanted me to let you know that the bait mishap is all cleaned up now at their Harbor Springs location, and they're ready for business. Drop on by for a 2-for-1 minnows, 10% off old rods and reels, get a free bucket of night crawlers. Why don't you drop on by Ted's Fishing World at the Harbor Springs location or any of the 5 to 10 locations? If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Tell him Ed Uncle Hat said hi and don't kick him in the shin.
And we're back from Sylvan Field in beautiful South Haven, Michigan. Big Rapids on top 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the second. And Shecky Washington will step in against Javier von Neumann. And von Neumann's pitch. Chopped foul down the third base line. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Hammered to right center. Moon racing after it, and he will not get there. That one will roll all the way to the wall, and Washington will cruise into second base standing up. And that's a leadoff double for Shecky Washington here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Steve McDykel. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that curveball misses low. 2-0. And the 2-0. Fastball misses high, and von Neumann falls behind 3-0. And the pitch. Fouled back, 3-1. And the 3-1. That's an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Curveball called a strike. and McDykel is down on strikes. One away, runner on second for Hector Pena. And the pitch. Curveball low and outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, and Pena is down on strikes. 2 outs, runner on second for Brandon Carlisle. And the pitch. And that one misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Another curveball misses outside, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. And that bender is in there for a called strike. 2-1. The 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Redderson scoops it up and fires to first to retire Carlisle to end the inning. The Ravens get a leadoff double but are unable to capitalize here in the bottom of the second. And it remains Big Rapids 1, South Haven nothing. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Salty Sal of Salt City Confections. In addition to our world-famous popcorn balls, try our bonbons, rock candy, and nut-covered sweetmeats. We're located on the Manistee Riverwalk next to the world's largest cupcake. Salt City Confections, your confection connection.
And welcome back with us on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Big Rapids leads South Haven 1-0 as we begin the top of the third. And Keith Castor will step in against Magnus DeLorean III. Castor struck out in the first inning, but reached base on a dropped third strike on a wild pitch. And the pitch from DeLorean. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball runs inside. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Chopper foul. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball misses way outside. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Fastball called. Strike 3. One away, bases empty for Blink Redderson, who grounded into a double play in the first inning. And the pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that's popped up left side. Corrado is camped under it. And he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 away, bases empty for Jesus Ferguson. Ferguson struck out looking in the second inning. And the pitch. Hammered fouled on the first base line. 0-1. And the 0-1. And that's a hard grounder up the middle. And that one will squeak through for a 2-out single here in the third. Runner on first, 2 outs for Brank Filbert. Filbert had a base hit and scored the game's only run in the second inning. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball down low. 1-2. And the 1-2. Fly ball to the left. Hawkins is after it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. After 2.5, it remains Big Rapids 1, South Haven nothing. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Tim at Baraboo Necessities. Where can you go in Baraboo to find everything you need? That's Baraboo Necessities on Berkeley Boulevard. The first 10 customers that come to our grand reopening get a Baraboo Bombers baseball cap. Baraboo Necessities, we've got what you need.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. The Timbers lead the Ravens 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the third. And Hap Bronswell is due up against Javier von Neumann. And the pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. 1-1. And the 1-1. And that's a curveball in the dirt. 2-1. And the 2-1. And that fastball misses low. And von Neumann falls behind 3-1. And the pitch. And that one is crushed to deep center. Still going back. And that one will sail into the stands for a long, lazy home run. And Hap Bronswell ties things up here in the bottom of the third. Bases empty, nobody out for the pitcher's spot. Magnus DeLorean III. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. And that's a hard grounder into shallow left for a base hit. Runner on first. Nobody out for the top of the South Haven order, Jerry Durante. And the pitch. Fastball down low, 1-0. And the 1-0. And the runner goes. And that one is hit hard into left. And that's going to drop in and roll all the way to the corner. DeLorean turns on the gas, and he will score from first as Durante slides safely into second. And that's an RBI double for Jerry Durante. And the Ravens pull ahead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Runner on second, still nobody out for Ricky Corrado, who grounded out in the first inning. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1. Ground ball right side. Ferguson handles it and fires to first to retire Corrado. Durante will advance to third on the play. Runner on third, one away for Sherman Hawkins. Hawkins grounded out in the first inning. And the pitch. Chopper foul, 0-1. And the 0-1. Changeup misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's a curveball in the dirt. 2-1. And the 2-1. Fastball misses high. 3-1. And the 3-1. Changeup cut on and missed. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Hawkins is down on strikes. 2 outs, runner on third for Shecky Washington. Washington had a double in the second inning. And the pitch. And that's hit in the air. Deep right. Still going. And that's a 2-run homer for Shecky Washington. And the Ravens pull ahead 4-1. Bases cleared. 2 outs for Steve McDykel, who struck out looking in the second. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. And the 0-1. Popped foul and into the stands. 0-2. And the 0-2. Slider misses outside. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses low. 2-2. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a high heater to end the inning. But the Ravens get 4 runs across, and they now lead 4-1. We'll be back with the 4th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. South Haven leading Big Rapids 4-1 as we begin the top of the fourth. And Randy Chang will step in against Magnus DeLorean. Chang had a base hit in the second inning. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Slider misses low. 1-2. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss on an outside curve. And Chang is down on strikes. One away, bases empty for Rio Nunez, who singled in the second inning. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Bouncer to third. Carlisle has it and fires to first to retire Nunez. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Henny Oldman. And the pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high heater. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Curveball called a strike to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Magnus DeLorean III. After 3.5, it's Ravens 4, Timbers 1. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10 3 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. dispatch service in the Quint City area. Timbuk 3, AV.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. South Haven leading Big Rapids 4-1 as we begin the bottom of the fourth. And Hector Pena is due up against Javier von Neumann. Pena struck out in the second inning. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Changeup misses outside. 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul down the third base line. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. And the 2-2. Lifted to shallow center. Chang racing in. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Bases empty. One away for Brandon Carlisle. Carlisle grounded out in the second inning. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Ferguson handles it and fires to first to retire Carlisle for out number 2. Bases empty. 2 away for Hap Bronswell. Bronswell crushed a solo home run in the third inning. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside. 1-0. And the 1-0. Tapped foul. 1-1. And the 1-1. And that's a little flare into shallow center for a 2-out single here in the 4th. And that will bring up DeLorean in the pitcher's spot. DeLorean had a base hit and scored a run in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. Popped up shallow right. Ferguson calling for it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. With 4 in the books, it remains South Haven 4, Big Rapids 1. We'll be back with the 5th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed Uncle Hat. My good friends at Ed Horn's House of Sleep asked me to drop by and talk to you a minute about their mattresses and other sleep-related items. Beds, headboards, nightcaps, and essential oils. They just added the essential oils last week. Ed Horn's wife, Beatrice, got over there, and she's really into the essential oils. She makes her own. They have a few little tubs out back. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ed Horn's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horn's House of Sleep. Ed Horn.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. The Ravens lead the Timbers 4-1 as we begin the top of the 5th. And Javier Von Neumann is due up in the pitcher spot for Big Rapids against Magnus DeLorean III. Von Neumann drew a walk in the 2nd inning. And the pitch. Curveball misses low and outside. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Tough play for Corrado. And he fires to first in time to retire Von Neumann. Bases empty, 1 away for the top of the Timbers order, Dutch Moon. Moon is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout this evening. And the pitch. Fastball right down Main Street for a called strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Changeup misses outside. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. chopped foul down the first base line. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt, and Moon is down on strikes. 2 outs, bases empty for Keith Castor, who has a pair of strikeouts so far this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball cut on and missed. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Roller to second. Pena has it and fires to first to retire Castor to end the inning. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for DeLorean here in the 5th. It remains South Haven 4, Big Rapids 1. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Ed, Uncle Hat. I'm here to say a few words about Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Crockpot Corner. Big Tom's been in shoe repair now for, well, longer than I can remember. And his wife Betty's got a new business. It's called the Crockpot Corner. Well, Big Tom there is checking out your shoes. There's plenty of crockpots for you to peruse at Crockpot Corner. You can get the chrome or maybe even powder blue. Lots of different colors to choose from. You know, as Betty says, she's a crackpot for crockpots. Why don't you drop on in to Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Crockpot Corner and tell him Ed said hi. While you're there, get one of those index cards with Betty's Salisbury steak recipe. Darn good. Thanks for listening.
And welcome back with us on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Bottom of the 5th inning here in South Haven. The Ravens lead the Timbers 4-1. And Jerry Durante will step in at the top of the Ravens order. Durante had a double and scored a run in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. Hit in the air to center field. Moon is under it. And he has it for out number 1. Bases empty. 1 away for Ricky Corrado, who has grounded out twice this evening. And the pitch. fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Slider misses outside. 1-2. And the 1-2. Fisted foul and out of play, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. Cutter runs inside. 2-2. And the 2-2. And that's a slider in the dirt. Full count. And the payoff pitch. And that fastball misses way outside. And Corrado draws a one-out walk. Runner on first, one away for Sherman Hawkins, who is 0 for 2 this evening. And the pitch. Slider in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball misses low. 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. And that's lined and caught by Castor at first for out number 2. Runner on first, 2 outs for Shecky Washington. Washington is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run so far this evening. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside. 1-0. And the 1-0. And that's slapped into left center for a base hit. Corrado was running with the pitch, and he'll end up at third base. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Steve McDykel, who is 0 for 2 this evening with a pair of strikeouts. And the pitch. Chopped foul and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball upstairs. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high heater. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball called a strike to end the inning, and McDykel strikes out for the third time this evening. With 5 in the books, it remains South Haven 4, Big Rapids 1. We'll be back with the 6th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. The Ravens lead 4-1 as we begin the top of the 6th. And Blink Redderson will come to the plate to face Magnus DeLorean III. Redderson grounded into a double play in the first and popped out in the third. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Roller to short. Corrado has it and flips to first to retire Ferguson for out number 1. Bases empty, 1 out for Jesus Ferguson, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Hard hit ground ball to third. Knocked down by Carlisle. The throw to first will not be in time, and that's a one-out single for Jesus Ferguson. And that will bring up Brank Filbert with a runner on and one away here in the sixth inning. And now there's some sort of disturbance in left field. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there appears to be a monkey in the outfield. And he's now bounding across the grass towards second base. The players are heading swiftly into the dugouts. And the monkey has taken over the pitcher's mound. He appears to be interested in the rosin bag. And now a team of zookeepers are giving chase. And the monkey is on the move. Let's take a short break while this situation gets figured out.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
And we're back. The monkey has been apprehended and has been escorted out of the park. And producer Phil tells me that the monkey is the famous Mr. Pickles, a big hit at the South Haven Zoo just down the road from us here at Sylvan Field. All right, top of the sixth, one away and a runner on first, and Brank Filbert is at the plate. And the pitch. Fisted foul, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Curveball called a strike, 0-2. And the 0-2. And that's a fastball that misses low. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball called strike 3. And Filbert is down on strikes. And that's the 8th strikeout of the evening for DeLorean. 2 outs, runner on first for Randy Chang, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout this evening. And the pitch. Fastball runs low, 1-0. and the 1-0. And that one hits Chang on the foot, and he'll gingerly trot down to first. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Rio Nunez, who is 1 for 2 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball misses just outside. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 1-1. And the 1-1. Fastball misses inside. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up shallow center. Pena drifting back. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Timbers strand a pair here in the top of the 6th. And it remains South Haven 4, Big Rapids 1. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hi, this is Blink Redderson for Ted's Fishing World. Are you looking for a date night idea for you and the missus, or a special person in your life? Try Ted's Alluring Night Out. Learn to make your own lures that you can use when you go fishing with your catch. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted.
And welcome back with us on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Ravens 4, Timbers 1 as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning here in South Haven. And Hector Pena will step in against Javier Von Neumann. Pena has struck out and flied out so far this evening. And the pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball downstairs. 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. Hard hit ball to left. And that will drop in for a leadoff single in front of a diving Filbert. runner on first, nobody out for Brandon Carlisle, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts this evening. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball low and outside. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, and the runner goes. Swung on and missed, and the throw to second is not in time. And that's a stolen base for Hector Pena. And the 1-2 pitch to Carlisle. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt, and Carlisle is down on strikes. Runner on second, one away for Hap Bronswell. Bronswell is 2 for 2 with a homer and a single this evening. And the pitch. Curveball down and in. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that curveball's in there for a called strike. 1-1. And the 1-1. Hit in the air. Deep left center. Moon will make the catch on the warning track. Pena will tag at second. And he's safely into third. 2 outs. Runner on third for DeLorean in the pitcher's spot. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Popped foul and into the stands. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball misses low. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And that one misses outside. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Roller to short. Scooped up by Nunez, who tosses to first to retire DeLorean to end the inning. With 6 in the books, it's South Haven 4, Big Rapids 1. We'll be back with the 7th inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10 3, AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10 3, AV.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. It's the top of the 7th inning. Ravens leading the Timbers 4-1. And Henny Oldman is due up against Magnus DeLorean III. And the pitch. And that one misses inside for ball 1. And the 1-0. Fastball called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. High fastball cut on and missed. And Oldman is down on strikes. 1 away. Bases empty for the pitcher's spot. Javier von Neumann. And the pitch. And von Neumann lays down a bunt. DeLorean racing in. But he will not have a play. And that's a 1-out bunt single for Javier von Neumann. Runner on first. 1 out for the top of the Big Rapids order. Dutch Moon. Moon is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball upstairs. 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Chopped foul and out of play. 1-2. And the 1-2. And he looks at strike number 3, and Moon is down on strikes. 2 outs, runner on first for Keith Castor. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. And that fastball runs inside. 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball misses low. 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. And that curveball paints the corner for strike 2. And the 2-2. Fastball inside. Full count. And the payoff pitch. And that one misses low. And Castor draws a 2-out walk. Top of the 7th, South Haven leading 4-1. 2 outs, 2 on for Blink Redderson. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. And that's in the dirt, and it gets away from Bronswell, and the runners will advance. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's a base hit up the middle. And that will score 2 as Castor and Von Neumann cross the plate. And just like that, it's a one-run ball game. South Haven 4, Big Rapids 3. Runner on first, 2 outs for Jesus Ferguson. Ferguson is 2 for 3 with a couple of base hits and a strikeout this evening. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. And that fastball is in there for a called strike. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball called strike 3 to end the inning. But the Big Rapids Timbers pull within 1 here in the top of the 7th. And as we head into the stretch, it's South Haven 4, Big Rapids 3. We'll be back with more baseball in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Tim at Baraboo Necessities. Where can you go in Baraboo to find everything you need? That's Baraboo Necessities on Berkeley Boulevard. The first 10 customers that come into our grand reopening get a Baraboo Bombers baseball cap. Baraboo Necessities, we've got what you need.
And welcome back with us. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Ravens 4, Timbers 3 as we begin the bottom of the 7th. And Jerry Durante will step in at the top of the South Haven order against Javier Von Neumann. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. And the 0-1. Curveball outside, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. fastball runs inside, 2-1. And the 2-1. And that fastball paints the outside corner for a called strike. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Bouncer to short. Nunez picks it up and tosses to first to retire Durante. 1 out. Base is empty for Ricky Corrado. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. And the 0-2. Fastball runs inside. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Another inside fastball. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. High chopper to short. Nunez handles it and fires to first in time to retire Corrado for out number 2. 2 outs, bases empty for Sherman Hawkins. And the pitch. Hard grounder right side, and that gets past a diving Ferguson, and that's a 2-out single for Sherman Hawkins here in the 7th. And that will bring up Shecky Washington, who is a triple shy of hitting for the cycle this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. 1-1. The 1-1. Bouncer to second, and he flips to first to retire Washington to end the inning. Through 7 innings here in South Haven, it's the Ravens 4 and the Timbers 3. We'll be back with the 8th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Top of the 8th, South Haven leading 4-3, and Brank Filbert is due up against Magnus DeLorean III. And the pitch. Curveball outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. And that curveball is called a strike. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that fastball misses high, 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Slider way outside, and that's a leadoff walk for Brank Filbert here in the top of the 8th. Runner on first, nobody out for Randy Chang. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that one misses outside. 2-2. And the 2-2. And that's a slider in the dirt, and that one gets away from Bronzeville. And Filbert will hustle to second on that passed ball. And the payoff pitch. And that one's outside, and Chang draws the walk. Runners on first and second. Nobody out for Rio Nunez. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike at the knees. 0-1. And the 0-1. Slider cut on and missed. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Nunez strikes out. One away, runners on first and second for Henny Oldman. And the pitch. Fisted, foul, and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. And the runners are moving. And that's a slider in the dirt. The throw to third, not in time to get Filbert. And that's a double steal for Big Rapids here in the 8th. Runners on second and third now. One away. The count 1-1 to Henny Oldman. And the pitch. Low and outside. 2-1. And the 2-1. And that's a slider in the dirt. And DeLorean falls behind 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Foul tip, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's in the dirt for ball 4 to load the bases. One away, bags full for the pitcher spot. And we will have a pinch hitter. Benny Standing Bear will bat for Javier Von Neumann here in the top of the 8th. And the pitch. Curveball outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that fastball misses high, 2-0. And the 2-0. And that fastball is outside, and it's 3-0. Nowhere to put Benny standing there with the bases loaded. And the 3-0. Fastball called a strike. 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Curveball in there for a called strike, and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Roller up the middle. Corrado's there and steps on second, and he fires to first, and that's a 6-3 inning-ending double play here in the top of the eighth. The Ravens wriggle out of a bases-loaded jam, and it remains South Haven 4, Big Rapids 3. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Winston T. Winston, president of WSLP. I would like to cordially invite you to WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax. Look for the large circus tent and the clowns making balloon sculptures. Balloons provided by Mr. King's Party Goods. There will be hot dogs and chips and snow cones and cotton candy, blue and pink flavors. Please join me, Winston T. Winston, Wally McCarthy, and Blink Rederson, and other special guests to be announced at WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax this weekend. Thank you.
And welcome back with us on WSLP AM Big Rapids. Ravens 4, Timbers 3 as we begin the bottom of the eighth inning. And Steve McDykel will step in against Timbers reliever Wayne Hensley. McDykel is 0 for 3. He struck out in each of his appearances at the plate this evening. And the pitch. Fastball inside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball caught on and missed, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Low and outside, 2-1. And the 2-1. Curveball paints the corner for a called strike, 2-2. And the 2-2. Grounder to third. Redderson gobbles it up and fires to first to retire McDykel. One away, bases empty for Hector Pena. And the pitch from Hensley. Curveball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball caught on and missed, 0-2. And the 0-2. Fastball up and in, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And that curveball is low and outside, 2-2. And the 2-2. Called a strike on the outside corner, and Pena is down on strikes. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Brandon Carlisle. Carlisle is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1. Lifted, foul, and out of play, 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. swing and a miss on an outside changeup, and Carlisle is down on strikes to end the inning. With 8 in the books, it's South Haven 4, Big Rapids 3. We'll be back with the 9th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed Uncle Hat for Ed Horton's House to Sleep. Ed called me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the full barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, these new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horton's House to Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horton's House to Sleep.
And welcome back with us from Sylvan Field in South Haven, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil reporting. Top of the 9th, Ravens 4, Big Rapids 3, and the Timbers will try to get a run across to force a bottom end of the inning. And Dutch Moon steps in at the top of the Timbers order. And he'll face South Haven closer Masaki Harrington. And the pitch. Sinker outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Popped up towards third. Carlisle will have room. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Bases empty. Nobody aboard for Keith Castor. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball downstairs. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's lifted to deep right. McDykel on the run. And he makes a spectacular catch on the warning track for out number 2. 2 outs. Bases empty for Blink Redderson. and the Timbers are down to their last chance. And the pitch. Curveball low and outside. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Slider in there for a called strike. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on an outside curve. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul, and Redderson stays alive. And the pitch. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. And the 2-2. Bouncer up the middle, past a diving Pena. And that's a 2-out single for Redderson here in the top of the ninth. And the Timbers have the tying run aboard. Runner on first, 2 outs for Jesus Ferguson. Ferguson represents the go-ahead run for the Big Rapids Timbers. And the pitch. And that runs inside and clips Ferguson on the shoulder. And he will trot down to first. And the Timbers have the tying run in scoring position here in the top of the ninth. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Brank Filbert. And the pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. That's hit in the air to center. Durante drifting back, and he makes the catch to end the ball game. The Timbers threaten here in the ninth, but South Haven shuts the door, and they take this one 4-3. For the visiting Big Rapids Timbers, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. And for the victorious South Haven Ravens, 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Producer Phil and I will be back with the post-game show in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.